Hey, this is Shane with From the Void, bringing you an Imperial Assault Skirmish battle report. On this episode, I am playing against Joel. So I am on the left-hand side, and Joel is on the right-hand side. I am running Royal Guard Champion with 3 units of Royal Guard, and Joel is leading up his list with Darth Vader. He's got a standard probe droid, a unit of elite stormtroopers, an Imperial officer, and also an E-Web engineer. This mission, we are playing the mission that came with the not Darth Vader, but the Luke Skywalker pack in the core set. And the map is on Moisture Farm. The setup for this is that each player gets 4 mission tokens. Player with initiative has 4 red mission tokens, the opponent has 4 blue mission tokens, and at the end of each round, if a player controls a crate that does not have one of his mission tokens on it, he gains 7 victory points. Then he places one of his mission tokens on that crate. Alright, now I've set up all of mine. Again, I have the initiative, so I set up first and set up my guys to kind of go either way. It looks like Joel has set up his army to head down towards the left-hand side of the screen, so it looks like he's going towards the area with the 3 crates. And I begin in round 1. I activate my Royal Guard unit, one of my many Royal Guard units, and advance them forward. They each do 1 movement. I think about moving one of them further, but then I end up deciding that I just want to keep them next to each other and pull them back. So now I've got I'm next to a crate and terminal, and the activation is now over to Joel. While we were playing this, we had a new player that we were teaching the rules to, so there may be some pauses and lags while we're explaining kind of the mechanics of the game and different rules that we're using. Alright, Joel's activation, he activates his Imperial officer. And he's probably going to end up using the his ability to give another unit an order to give them an action. And he does, he uses that on the E-Web engineer to advance him. And then he follows up by moving his Imperial officer next to the E-Web engineer. Alright, and it's over to my activation. Carefully counting out movement spaces, trying to figure out the best move here. So I end up activating another unit of Royal Guard and moving to the left side of the board. Now I'm next to 2 crates, currently controlling those. Or I will be controlling them, assuming they don't get contested at the end of the turn. And the activation goes over to Joel, who activates Darth Vader and double moves him up to one of the objective crates. I then activate another... Actually, now it looks like I activate the Royal Guard Champion. I'm digging through my cards here. I end up playing Urgency to give him +2 to his movement. I move up, open the door, consider going through it, but then pull him back around the corner to keep him out of the line of fire of those stormtroopers. It's over to Joel's activation. I have to say, I hate Darth Vader. I actually love Darth Vader. I love playing Darth Vader. I hate playing against Darth Vader. Darth Vader is vicious. He hits really hard. He's tough to kill. He's not very fast, but once he gets close to you, he'll just shred through your units. You really have to concentrate everything on him or completely avoid him, or chances are you're not going to last very long. Alright, Joel activates his elite stormtroopers. And rather than facing the Royal Guard champion, he moves them down to back up Darth Vader. So it looks like Joel's going to be bringing his entire forces down to that side of the board. Which makes sense. I mean, a majority of the objectives are down that way, so. Alright, reacting to that, I activate my last unit of Royal Guard and move them down towards that side of the board as well to prepare for all-out battle. Now the probe droid activates and follows suit. Moves down with the rest of Joel's units. Doesn't take a double move, just does one action, takes a move, and does nothing else. Then he still has his E-Web engineer to move. Little discussion about how line of sight works on that figure. Basically, they can draw a line of sight from any of their corners, even if they're a larger figure like that. And he just advances in one space and does nothing else with them. So that's the end of round 1. So I've got 2 objectives, which gives me 14 points. Joel has 1 objective, which gives him 7 points. We move over to drawing command cards. I'm next to a terminal, so I get an extra command card this turn. And initiative moves over to Joel. Again, we're just doing some explanation of the rules. Moving a little bit slower than we normally would. Joel trying to figure out who he's going to activate first. Thinking and thinking and thinking. Who will he choose? Where will he go? Looks like he activates the stormtroopers. And double moves one of them up towards the middle. And final one moves up, creating a nice little fire line there to defend against the Royal Guard that are inevitably coming around that corner. Now it's over to my activation. And Shane activates a unit of Royal Guard. Shane is me. And realize that I can't actually move through that spot there. You can't really see it as well on the video, but that spot is a red dashed line, which means that you can draw a line of sight through it, but you can't move through it. So it's kind of represents a raised area on the map there. So I end up moving them around the corner to face off with that unit of elite stormtroopers there. And I attack one, attacking the one on the right. Looks like 3 damage gets through, which if these were regular stormtroopers would have been enough to kill him, but they are elite, so he's still alive. And I also stun him. Then the next Royal Guard in that unit moves up and attacks the Stormtrooper to the left. Actually, probably should have attacked the same Stormtrooper and just taken him out, but it is what it is. And get 2 damage on the Stormtrooper on the left. Over to Joel's activation. Joel's digging through his cards, it looks like. Looking for something, some trickery to play on me. He activates Darth Vader and moves Darth Vader forward into the fight. How far forward does he go? Will he go further? He does! He moves 1 more square! Alright, and here we see him going for a card, and he plays Lure of the Dark Side. He ends up using Lure of the Dark Side on one of my Royal Guard, and that card allows you to basically take control of another unit and attack, and use an attack, so he's causing my Royal Guard to attack each other. At this point, we're discussing whether or not that Royal Guard unit still gets to use his get his free block from the Protector since he's next to a unit, but he's next to the unit who's attacking him, so does that still count? We end up deciding that it does. If it doesn't, if we played that wrong, then feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section. Again, fairly new game, so we're still getting used to all the intricacies of the rules. So my Royal Guard attacks my own Royal Guard and ends up stunning him and doing some damage. And really need to come up with a better way to keep track of damage on these units. Stacking damage tokens under them isn't the best solution. If anybody's come up with a better idea, please let us know. Over to my activation. Activate Royal Guard and move them up to Vader. See, probably going to go really poorly. A bit of a misplay there with the card. But again, still getting used to the rules, so that happens. Vader gets 2 defense dice, and he has the option of re-rolling one of them. Joel opts to keep his total block of 4, and I do 1 whole point of damage to him, which is basically nothing to Darth Vader. I move up the second Royal Guard and go to attack Darth Vader. Royal Guard have reach weapons, so they can attack something that is up to a space away from them, and I roll horribly. Do no damage to Darth Vader with that attack. And that takes us over to Joel's activation. Joel activates the Imperial Officer, uses the executive order to move the E-Web engineer up, trying to decide exactly where he wants to move him. And yeah, moves him into a perfect position to just open up a barrage of fire on my Royal Guard there. Then moves the Imperial Officer up next to the E-Web. I dig through my cards, looking for something to pull off something awesome. And I activate my Royal Guard champion, moving him up towards the probe droid. Royal Guard champion does not have reach, so I won't be able to attack from there. However, I end up playing to the limit. And to the limit basically allows me another action, so I'm going to be able to double move up to the probe droid and then get my attack on him. And I roll really well, and Joel rolls really poorly, so not looking so good for the probe droid here. Looks like it's going to be 7 points of damage goes through to him, and that is enough to destroy him. That probe droid is worth 3 points, so that takes me up to 17 points. Joel's at 7. Now it's over to Joel's activation, and it looks like he still has his E-Web engineer to activate. And I'm going to assume he's going to... Yeah, he's firing on that Royal Guard there. He's going to be able to attack him twice because the E-Web engineer is sick like that and can attack twice with a really powerful gun. Alright, so the first attack here. Yeah, 5 points get through. Second attack, I block almost nothing. And yeah, that's going to be enough to kill that Royal Guard there. So, down 1 guard from that unit. Then my last unit of Royal Guard sitting up there decides to try to make it into the fight and double moves forward. That brings us to the end of round 2. No one gets any points for objectives, so I'm at 17 and Joel is at 7. And initiative is over to me. Joel's not looking forward to the attacks coming from these Royal Guard. I'm just hoping I can whittle through these stormtroopers and try to do something before Vader starts up and destroying me with brutality. Carefully weighing which unit to activate. Alright. So attacking the stormtrooper on the right. That's enough to kill him. 1 stormtrooper down. Then I move around the corner. And the other stormtrooper, or sorry, other Royal Guard in that unit attacks the stormtrooper on the left. And that's enough to take out that one, so down to one stormtrooper. Then I try to retreat, get away from Vader, before I realize that I'm actually stunned and can't do that, so actually use the action to get rid of the stun. And it's over to Joel's activation. Now I'm kind of in a poor position here. I do have two people next to each other, giving Vader an open to get in there and use brutality. So that's gonna hurt if he chooses to go that route. And Joel activates Darth Vader, uses Rally to remove the stunned effect off of him. And then does move up. And is going to use Brutality. Get attacks on both of these Royal Guard here. So he attacks the one that's already wounded. Rolls really well. I cancel one surge, and it's not enough to really do anything. He's dead. And on the second attack, over to the other Royal Guard. I again don't roll that well. However, doesn't look like it's enough to kill him. Almost 7 points of damage. So he is still hanging on by a thread. Over to my activation. And I activate the barely living Royal Guard, get him away from Vader. And I make an attack on the E-Web, trying to get rid of that extra action he's giving people. And that is enough to kill him. So there's another 2 victory points for me. Brings me up to 19 points. Joel's activation ends up activating the E-Web and firing at the Royal Guard behind him. And roll isn't that hot. So one point of damage goes through. Could have been a lot worse. And now he's going to take his second attack at the same figure. Got 6 points. I roll my defense and block 3, actually block 4 because next to another Royal Guard. So he's still in decent shape. Then I activate last Royal Guard unit, the one that was just shot at. And I play Pummel, which allows that figure to get 2 attacks. Again, they have reach, so he doesn't need to move forward. Two points of damage go through, and second attack on the same one. Joel does not roll well on the block, and that's enough to take him out. That E-Web was worth 8 points, so I'm now at 27 points. Joel is still at 7. Joel activates his single stormtrooper that he's got left. Or actually, I move forward with my other figure in that unit first. Just clarifying some rules on that card there. That stormtrooper fires at the royal guard behind him. And 1 damage gets through. Then he backs him off into a corner. I activate my Royal Guard champion, use Rally to clear the stun off of him. He got stunned from using To the Limit last round. And I move him up and just sit him right there on that objective crate. And going to attack the Stormtrooper next to him. And roll terribly. Joel rolls really well for the block. So, not enough to take out that Stormtrooper. So that's the end of that round. I claim another objective, which gives me another 7 points. Joel has no other objectives claimed, so totals are now me at 34 and Joel at 7. Joel does get an extra command card though. He's next to that terminal with Vader. And this is taking us into round 4 with I believe Joel having the initiative. So it looks like I've got this one in the bag. Joel could still pull it off though. Joel moves forward to the Royal Guard in the left corner, uses Brutality. And kills first Royal Guard. Attacks the second one. And I block really well. Joel doesn't roll that hot. So that guy's still, he's going to live through this one. So over to my activation. Really just need to take out this Stormtrooper and then I've got it. So activate Royal Guard Champion and I attack that lone Stormtrooper in the corner. And looks like that is enough to kill him. So that Stormtrooper is gone. And that gives me another 9 points. And that takes me up to 43. 43 victory points is more than 40, obviously, for those of you that don't know how to do math, which gives me the game. So round 4, I take it using the Royal Guard Champion. Alright, so this game was a lot of fun. I hate facing Vader, but sometimes it turns out okay. Thank you for joining us, and yeah. Check back later. We'll have hopefully we'll have more of these reports for you guys.